Hello guys and gals of the internet, I'm Mr. Mikios of YouTube, Mixer.com and Twitch TV. We are finally here. Welcome to Project PC 2019, the project that will bring back a whole bunch of playthroughs that I removed at the end of last year for various reasons. And we're going to kick off with the added extra of this project, something I didn't particularly need to do. It wasn't as needed as, say, some Telltale games where I had switching consoles and capture card problems. With Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm, it was pretty much there, and it was pretty much done correctly. The only difference from here on out is that it was on the PS4, but at least it was all done with all one sorts of settings. But I love this series so much, and seeing as I'm moving story-based games to PC-exclusive playthroughs, which includes playing Life is Strange 2, it kind of gives me a reason to do like Before the Storm and the first game. And I will be calling it the first game because that's what it is. It was called Season 1 initially, but then we found out that they're not actually carrying on the story from Season 1 to Season 2, so it's actually just Life is Strange 2 now. So I have to refer to the first game as the first game. And we don't want to do that, we want to find some settings where it is. So we're going to remove this save file, even though I just kind of booted it out because that's how it works. So we're going to pick a new one. Now, disclaimer. I'm going to say this right now. I love this series. I am so into the lore, it is ridiculous. Since completing the first game in 2015, I had the first maybe year or couple years, I would not stop talking about it. And that is going to be very evident in not only this game, but the first game. There are probably going to be times in almost every single episode where I will sit and I will talk and I will discuss. I'm going to get that out of the way right now. I'm going to try to keep the playthrough moving as I'm talking, so I don't sit for half an hour with you looking at one screen whilst we play. I'm just going to try and keep it moving. But be forewarned, I'm going to talk. So that's out of the way. So how Life is Strange is going to work, how this is going to work is we're going to go in timeline order. So basically, as far as I'm aware, the first episode in the timeline, it'll make more sense as we kind of go through the game, because whereas Before the Storm and Life is Strange 1 are slightly connected, it's not connected as in, your choices will carry over into the first game. They actually won't do that. They actually don't carry over to the first game, but they are connected because this is actually a prequel story to the first game. We're not really going to focus on that right now. We're actually going to focus on this. Yeah. The farewell episode, which was the bonus episode for Before the Storm, that actually came out almost a year ago to the day, actually. Today is 1st of March. This came out March the 6th last year. That's how much I'm into it. I actually even remember the date. So it's quite ironic that we're doing this now. And, it's almost a year old. It's amazing to think that. Now, I'll go into it as we play. But basically, farewell is exactly what it says on the tin. And this episode actually focuses on pretty much the final moments of these two characters, Maxine Caulfield and Chloe Price, two very popular characters from the first game. I'm going to say this right now, I'm as a complete dork, but I ship these two to the day I'm dead. They are my OTP, as I think they say, when it comes to chop shippings and everything. And it's going to become very evident why, probably very quickly. Well, more by personal preference, but even the writers of the first game shipped these people. The curator of the first game, Michael Keoch, he even shipped them, and he curated them. So it's kind of made easy for people to ship these two if you want. But there is sort of a challenge to this, but I won't mention it right now because it's not really relevant right now. We're actually focusing on this. So basically, Farewell starts out, it actually is a last kind of few days of Max's kind of situation. We'll talk about it as we go in. This episode actually focuses on a plot point that is actually mentioned in the first game. We actually get to kind of see a different side of this perspective when we go in. But of course, we don't need to talk about that right now. So let's get started, because like I said, I want to talk about it and I want to discuss things, but I also want to keep the playthrough moving while we're doing that, because if I don't, then you're just going to be looking at one screen forever. I want to keep this playthrough moving as I talk, but there might be instances where that doesn't happen, especially with one episode of Before the Storm in particular, which I will definitely discuss, because I think it needs discussing. But we'll wait till we get there.
Yes, but isn't your mom gonna freak? She's probably cooking with the radio on. She won't hear a thing. I bet she'll notice a hole in the floor.
Yeah.
Trust in science, Max. Even when science means blowing shit up.
Yeah, she'll notice that. Yeah, you're blowing something up. There's gonna be a hole in the floor. Ah, the price due for mischief. I love it. I think it was supposed to explode. It's a dud. Shit. Oh, maybe not. Scratch that. I love it.
Tell me that wasn't the coolest thing you've ever seen.
Okay, I won't. I'll totally say the opposite.
That was truly amazing. Why are explosions so awesome? That's like asking, why are puppies cute? Some things just are.
She's right.
I'm not sure your mom would see it that way.
Yeah.
When she asked me to get rid of my old junk, she never specified how.
I mean, that's also true, to be fair.
Well, I guess I better do some actual cleaning too. I'll be excavating the closet. If you see anything else to trash, help a girl out and chuck it on the pile over there.
Okie dokie. I always thought that was a C when I first saw the emblem in the first game. I always thought Square Enix, the E was a C.
Probably because I have.
Yeah.
I can't believe those days are all over now. In a few days, my whole family moves to Seattle. I have no idea when I'll see Chloe again. This could be my last chance to say goodbye.
And they beat you over the head with it this entire time.
But how do you tell your best friend that you're leaving her?
If you're Maxine Caulfield, you don't. you can't. I'll go more into it later.
I better help Chloe with her cleaning. And
Yeah, so basically,
one long last look around.
Before the Storm is kind of like, Before the Storm Farewell is kind of an homage and a final farewell to the first game. And I think it's good that I'm kind of doing this project, because for a long time after I finished the first game, I found it extremely hard to let go. And I think I am going to take these playthroughs as an opportunity to finally let go of this, so I can go into the second game with a neutral set of eyes. Because at the end of the day, even though I found it difficult, I have reached the point now where I am sort of ready to do so. So I can look at the second game with a neutral pair of eyes, because like I probably said in the introduction video,
Such a nerd.
she
hangs on to all her old textbooks and school supplies.
It'd be good because I can finally let go of this series and finally go into the new world that Don't Nod have curated. And I said in the introduction that I think it would be a disservice to not only the series but to Don't Nod if I did not give this the second game the same chance I get the first, which I ended up absolutely loving. So I think if I can do these playthroughs and let go of this series for good, well, not for good, but you know what I mean, finally kind of let go of it and look at the second game with a neutral set of eyes and give that game the same chance I gave the first.
Chloe keeps trying to get me.
I don't want to disservice Don't Nod in the series by doing that, especially with how much I love this series. So basically, Max and Chloe here have been pretty much best friends since they were like 6 years old, and they're probably the main characters in the first game. And I'll mention this a little bit now. The Before the Storm pretty much does what it says on the tin, but I'll wait till we get there.
Talk about embarrassing.
I know, right? I don't know. This is when you read. I don't even know who these bands are. I think they're bands. I'm not sure though.
Chloe keeps trying to get me to hop on her board. I'd rather take pictures.
Yeah, Maxie's aspiring to be a photographer, and Chloe's kind of a science nerd. So really, in some cases, you wouldn't put these two together, but I do.
How about these boy band trading cards? Super cringeworthy.
Yeah, and hilarious. Remember when we gave them all makeovers?
No, we never saw it.
You mean when you drew boobs on all of them? I was so mad at you.
No, you weren't.
And yet, our friendship lived on. So too will these cards.
You're going to notice that very quickly as I go through this room, that Chloe is very reluctant to get rid of anything. There is kind of underlying reasons as to why she's being difficult doing that, which will come out later.
Chloe's had this hung up on her wall forever, but neither of us can figure out what happened to the last panel. I hope Dr. Kloenstein's okay.
Very basic names, but it's just so adorable at the same time. Adventurous Adventures of Supermax and Dr. Kloenstein. They actually put a copyright thing up there. What? Our crime fighting has really soared since you created these rocket boosters. Of course, the power of flight does tend to make things easier. And then she's gone and she wonders where she is. Yeah, pretty much these two have been friends since we were 6 years old, and probably barely ever spent a moment apart from each other, apart from probably when they were at school and things. It's kind of unfortunate in a way
Live
because...
fast, die young, and go out with a bang. Rest in pieces, doll.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because I had such kind of high hopes for this. There was two things I particularly wanted. Number one was kind of more of Max's parents, because Max's parents in the first game are kind of like a blank canvas. You see them, but they're kind of semi-cameo more than anything
An
else.
old toy that Chloe no longer plays with.
So I wanted to see more of them.
Chloe's mom wanted us to go through this pile of old clothes and
Oh,
find stuff to donate.
actually, now
Instead, we played
there's a couple
dress
of
up for an hour.
clothes at the bottom of that pile that I want you to try and remember. This blue shirt and that grey hoodie. Remember that? That's going to come up later. Much later, but it will come
Chloe's
up.
always preferred imaginary animals to real ones. Well, besides Bongo, of course.
And yes, I am going to literally explore everything for the reasons I just said. If this is going to be my last ever experience of the Before the Storm and the first game, I want to take in everything I can. Yeah.
This was our first unsupervised concert together. It was so much fun. We were
Why did we
supposed
not get to see
another
it?
show next month, but
How sick was that show?
the sickest.
I've been working on my moves for the next one. Check it out.
Adorable.
How about you? Any new moves?
But yeah, the other thing is I wanted kind of trips through time where they kind of showed how they met and some other significant things in their lives, but we never got that. We only got this
Yeah,
one specific
totally.
day.
I've been working.
And I was like,
on
oh,
air
really?
guitar.
Darn.
Damn, Caulfield. Save something for when it counts.
It's really smart
All right.
because
Back to the
you don't
gentlemen's.
actually think it's the day that I mentioned until the end of it. And you start to really look around and find a couple of things that I noticed.
Let this
Whilst
box
looking
of
around.
trash be a sacrifice to you, oh almighty Chloe Bear.
that comes up in the Before the Storm season, as does this picture of Chloe and her dad. So
As
remember
usual,
those.
Chloe's grades are better than mine. I still kick her butt in PE, though.
Yeah. So basically, Chloe's a buff. She's basically a knowledge buff. She's like completely smart. It actually comes up in episode 4. Like something similar comes up like that. Oops.
That was awesome. Who else but Chloe could turn cleaning her room into a pyrotechnical adventure?
Yeah. Yeah. That is fair.
I was lucky to survive Chloe's magic phase with all my
hang on.
fingers intact.
Hang on, I almost forgot something. Here it is.
Chloe and I haven't played this game in forever. And I'm pretty sure it's missing pieces.
Yeah, that's what normally happens to board games that old. I always thought they just went walkies on their own.
What are you doing?
But they got up and
Adding this to the
moved.
pile.
No freaking way. Just because I beat your ass every time we play doesn't make it trash.
That's BS. The last time we played, I wiped the floor with you.
Oh, they're adorable.
Poor Max. Losing your memory at such a young age. Guess we'll have to play again soon and find out.
It's very hard to even think that they would ever have fallen out. You know, them being like this. Yeah, but Chloe's being overly sentimental, and there is a reason for it. Oops. Keeps
How
like,
about an old toy that Chloe no longer plays with?
Maxie, stop interrupting me. Let's do this.
This seems like a good candidate.
Are you insane? That's my entire magic collection. Do you know how many weeks of allowance this cost?
See, I get that. I really get that. You know, I mean, Chloe's being sentimental for another reason, but I think with the magic thing, it makes a lot of sense. You know, Chloe probably saved up so much of like allowance and pocket money just to get it. So I can kind of understand why she would want to keep that, aside
You
from
haven't
her
touched
real
it since
reason.
the 5th grade talent show.
Maybe because my assistant turned out to be squeamish at the sight of fake blood.
At least you didn't saw me in half. How are you planning to clean this place if you won't throw away anything?
Yeah, well,
Magician
Maxie,
never reveals her secrets.
there's a reason,
Put it back.
and you're very much a huge part of it.
Okay.
I know what the
Whenever
secret
I'm
is.
ready, I can go tell Chloe I'm done arguing about trash with her.
Yeah, she literally just gives up at this point.
Hey, what's your dad's camera doing in here?
Dad said I could bring it up here for you to use.
Uh,
He's tired of watching you drool all over yourself every time he uses it.
yeah.
His
Your dad is the best.
Sure. Just don't ever tell him that. We need to keep him on his toes.
Oh.
You're off to a great start.
It's very
Actually-
ironic.
It's kind of cool.
It's very ironic that she uses that camera at this point, which will become clear later.
I bet Chloe's parents were freaking out when she got this letter.
Alright, so let's see. To the parents of Chloe Price, congratulations, your child Chloe has been accepted for September 2020. September 2008 admission to Blackwell Academy. I'll get that out in a minute, can't read. We have offered places to approximately 100 students of 1,200 applicants. Your child excelled in all criteria for this admission. Well, yeah, you'd only need to look at the report card and see that's obvious. An open house for admitted students and parents will be held on March 26th, while April the 2nd is the deadline to inform us your intentions regarding this admission. The admission reply form is included. For those who require financial aid, please contact Blackwell's office for financial assistance. We look forward to welcoming you and Chloe into the Blackwell Academy family. Sincere, Marco S. Gonzalez, Director of Admissions, who I think is never mentioned again. actually.
I still can't believe you're a Blackwell
From what I'm trying to
Academy
remember.
student. How is it?
Oh, the classes are incredible. The teachers are actually smart.
Huh.
And the lab is legit. Petri dishes for days.
What about the students? Are they as stuck up as you thought they'd be?
They're fine.
The deflection. Yeah. Now, this choice has a very Max Caulfield choice in it. And that's the pushing. Because Max's character is... She comes across as very curious, and maybe sometimes a little nosy unintentionally. But she's a very curious sort. And she always kind of gets involved in things, like, because that's just who she is. You know, it's a cross between curiosity, wanting to help people if she's friends with someone, or just being plain nosy. But it's never ill-intentioned. You know, she's just that curious kind of sort. Because Max, we don't really know much about their entire backstory, but I'm assuming Max had a very lonely life before she met Chloe. You know, Chloe at this point is pretty much her only friend. And then she goes in the first game and probably has a few more, but
Chloe, you're
she's-
terrible at hiding your feelings.
she comes across as very shy
Everything okay?
a lot.
I don't know, I like hanging out with normal people. Like you.
Thanks. I
Aw.
guess.
You know what I mean. I hate fake people. You're real.
Thanks.
Oh,
I think Chloe used to call this guy Mr. Sharky. I doubt she plays with it anymore.
yeah.
You better not be thinking what I think you are.
Chloe, I haven't seen you touch this guy in years. Why do you care?
Why do I care if you throw my beloved childhood friend into the trash? I don't think that deserves an answer.
You can't throw Max in the trash, Che.
Sorry, chum.
That's better.
I'm pretty sure Max had something to do with that. Pretty sure of it.
People say a lot of things about the Prescott
Oh, they
family,
do.
But this is pretty cool.
Oh, they do. They're quite notorious in this series, to be fair.
Chloe's been beating me for a while.
Yeah,
That growth spurt could come any day now.
it doesn't. As Dardigan said in his GameSins video at the first game, you're exactly the same height at 18 as you are at 13. 13 as you are at 18. So that pretty much confirms that. Maxie the Munchkin.
We bought this as a gag years ago. I honestly can't believe Chloe still has it.
I can. Notice you said we. That would be why.
What about this half-eaten jawbreaker? A serious biohazard.
You promised me we'd finish it together no matter how long it took. Don't be a quitter.
Oh, it's adorable. Of course we're gonna keep
You're
that.
right.
Yes! The never-ending candy lives on.
Oh, I think I know what they were doing with that. You know what I mean. I think I know what they were going for on that one. Why she did
Chloe's
that.
had this hoodie for years. It's her favorite. I don't think she'd mean to throw it away.
What are you doing?
Your favorite hoodie. You must have thrown it in by mistake, right?
No. It's fine. It's filled with holes and falling apart.
That never stopped you from wearing it before.
It's fine. Really.
Yeah, I reckon Max bought it, and she probably wear it all the time. That's the only reason she would keep that initially, but there's a reason why she's thinking
Try my
about
best
trying to
clean
throw
this
that out.
place. I should check in with Chloe now.
So I think that's pretty much everything so far, so I think we can do that now. But yeah, I'm literally going to take everything in if this is going to be my last ever playthrough of these games.
Well, it wasn't exactly the purge Mom was hoping for, but at least we tried, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And now we've got the whole day ahead of us.
Yes, but you're
What
being
did
difficult,
two
Che.
unsupervised friends with clean rooms and clean slates want to get into today?
I guess now would be a good time to tell Chloe I'm leaving. Or I could let us enjoy the day first and tell her later.
Yeah, so now they're going to beat you over the head with Max's Seattle move. Basically, I think what I think happened was that her dad got a job in a new branch of his, and it was based in Seattle, and basically they all had to leave. You know, they all had to go there. They couldn't leave Max there, you know. She was only like, what, 12, 13? So they obviously had to take her there.
The possibilities are endless. Got anything in mind?
Actually, you bet your ass I do. I found this when I was digging around before you got here. You're gonna flip! Do you have any idea what this is?
I do.
Whatever it is, it looks like it came out of our pirate phase.
Your powers of deduction are as strong as ever.
Of
This
course.
tape is from 5 years ago. It's a message from our past selves to our current selves.
So we were 8 years old? That's crazy. I can't even imagine what we sounded like.
Ready to find out?
Avast, future wayfarer! We have uncovered the
Aw.
audio log of the most fearsome pirates in the bays of Arcadia.
Adorable.
Captain Bluebeard and Long Mac Silver!
We were such dorks.
You're in search
No
of
shame in
buried
that, Maxine.
treasure, are ye?
No shame at all.
Treasure ye seek?
Mine eyes spot two fair pirate wenches.
Dad, get away!
I
We're the
love
villain of
William
Force
Price.
Project.
He's
Oh,
awesome.
Project. Never mind then. I apologize.
I mean it!
All right.
So
Numbers
unfortunate,
at 5.
his story,
Wash
but
your hands, you grubby pirate kid.
I love him. He's so cool.
Oh, lame. As I was saying, if it's treasure ye seek, you've come to the right place. But be forewarned, the journey will be treacherous and full of treasures. To find the treasure of Price Isle, you will need the map from the manuscripts of Captain Bluebeard. Only the map can lead ye to the treasure ye seek. But be forewarned. Again, only those with pure hearts will be able to see what the amulet shows them.
The amulet.
Discount Tomb Raider Last Revolution. That's a game from a long, long time ago.
Dude, that was...
Amazing. I can't believe you still have that.
I would never throw away something so precious.
Oh.
Okay, forget everything. Today, we go treasure hunting.
So yeah, that's part of the reason why she's not really throwing anything out.
I think I know what 8-year-old you meant by the manuscripts of Captain Bluebeard.
Ta-da.
Our old sketchbook. This is where we kept all our pirate drawings.
Yep. Now let's see this map.
Do you know what's like really strange? They're acting like it's the first time they've like ever seen it in years. But Chloe just said she wouldn't really throw it away, so how would they not have noticed it in the 5 years since they made it? Like, how would they not have noticed it to the point where they almost forgot about it entirely? If Chloe wouldn't have thrown it away. Surely they would have noticed it, right? The party of Captain Bluebeard and Max Silver. Keep out, Mom. That makes so much sense. Yeah, I don't know who drew this. Probably Chloe. But as you can see, they're pretty good drawing, actually. I wish I could draw like that. I could never draw, man. Bane of Arcadia. Aw. It's so basic, but so adorable at the same time. I love it. Pogo the pirate. Bungo! Oh.